It's true. If you follow through with this video, you're going to save at least 4 hours a week, probably just on email if you're a knowledge worker. I certainly save a lot more than that because I'm constantly talking to AI agents. Uh, so it's completely free. It's going to take 10 minutes of your time to set up. Uh, and if you want a even more accurate version, there is a paid version, but by no means do you need to use that version. So without further ado, we're going to get into it. The one thing I would say that this is like foundational. Everything that we do from here, when you're talking to AI agents, when you're vibe coding, when you're creating automations for your business, you want to be doing this as fast as possible. And typing things out by hand is ludicrous in this day and age. So let's get into it. Okay, so here's the open source tool that I use every day. It's completely free. It's available on Windows and other platforms as well. I think you can use it for, you can use it for Mac, Linux ARM. But obviously I've got Windows here. That's what I use it on. It's private. Everything runs on your machine. It's not getting sent out to the web. It's super simple to use. Download it, install it. You'll get a little icon. And I'll just go through and show you how to use it here. So if I open it up, you'll see that my transcribe shortcut is Control Space. So if I want to start it, I do that. You can have push to talk, which just means you've got to hold it down in order for it to be transcribed. But I like to start and stop it with Control Space. And that's pretty much all you need to do for this screen. The other thing here is the model. So this is what is the brain that is taking your speech and then transforming it into text in real time. And so there's two things to think about. One is the speed at which it transcribes it. So once you say something, you don't want to be waiting all day for it to appear in the text box where your cursor is. So speed's important, but also accuracy. So it's got to be able to pick up what you say. And you should be able to just speak normally and it will transcribe what you say easily. So there's a couple of models here that recommends Parakeet. There's another one, Nematron. It's got the speed and accuracy here. All you do is select the one that you want to try out. At this time of recording, I'm using Parakeet Unified. It's English only. That's all I'm interested in. So you select that. It will automatically download that model and then you're ready to go. While we're in here, I'll show you one other thing, which is in the advanced section. If you scroll down, you'll see here that there is custom words. So what you can do is, if you find that it's getting some words incorrect on a regular basis, you can put those in. So for instance, I talk a lot about AI stuff, so I've put in Claude Code N8N, which is a workflow automation platform that we use. And just as an example, I've also put in some suburb names around me here in Australia and New South Wales. There's Avoca, Woy Woy, Budgie Woy, just to show you that you can put in these custom words and then we'll have a better chance of spelling these correctly. And on top of that, there's also the history of all the conversations that you've had. So look, let's do a really quick demonstration of how this works. You don't need to have this open. You can close it. I'll just do a demonstration in Notepad. So if we open that up, I've got a blank Notepad here. So the way it works is once you start, it will start transcribing and then it will essentially put what you've said in the clipboard and automatically paste it into wherever you have that cursor positioned. So let's do a test. I'll just hit Control Space. You hear the ding sound, which means it started to transcribe. And down the bottom here of the screen, you can actually see it transcribing in real time. So some of those words that I mentioned before, just as an example, is we use Claude Code. OpenAI has a model called Codex. And we could say some other words that it might have trouble with, like using N8N, the automation platform, or you might have a suburb that's difficult for it to pronounce, like Avoca Beach or Edalong or Woy Woy, for instance. So I'm going to hit stop now by just hitting Control Space. You hear the sound again, and there you go. It's transcribed it very quickly. And if we have a look here, we can look at some of these words to see if we got it right. Codex I got right, Claude Code it got right, and Avoca Beach it did get right. It dismally misspelled these. So you just have to give it a quick glance and fix any outliers, spelling mistakes. But one thing to keep in mind as well, if you're talking to your agent, it doesn't have to be perfect. For instance, if it got Claude Code wrong, most of the time the AI is good enough when you're talking to Claude Code that from the context that you've been speaking about, it knows that it's just a typo and it gets it right anyway. So that's an example. Let's have a look now at how we would actually use it. So I can open up, I've got a program here called VS Code, which I do a bit of coding in, and we can start up a new terminal here. There's lots of ways to use Claude Code, and we'll speak about this in a different video. They're like different surfaces, but they essentially do the same thing. VS Code is just a program that programmers use. You don't have to use that. And there's a plugin for Claude Code. And essentially we can just type in here and Claude will respond back to us. You could use the desktop app for Claude or Codex, it doesn't matter. But as an example, let's say we wanted to write an email. Now I can just tell it to write the email, and because I've already got a skill that is set up, I can refer to that email skill and it will write me an email. So I'll just make something up. We'll do an example here. Hey Claude, I need to write an email to Ben, just letting him know that the voice recording app that we've been building is ready to go, and if he can give me a call on Sunday and we can review the progress and make any tweaks that we need to make. And normally, because I've mentioned that it's an email, it's automatically going to pick up my email skill, but let's just make sure. Also, can you use the email compose skill so that it creates an HTML email that I can paste into Gmail? Thanks. All right, simple as that. Then we just hit, I'm going to just change this to bypass all permissions, hit go, and away it goes. Aha, I'm going to stop. So this is a good example. Sometimes if you're too quick, it can not paste the entire message in there. Now on Windows, rather than having to record the whole thing again, the message is actually saved in your clipboard. And you may not know, but you can actually hit the Windows key and V, and it will show you all your previous copy and paste that you've had on the clipboard. So I can click this here, and that will paste in the prompt that I said before, and I'm just going to do Control V again and paste that in. So now it's got the entire thing in there. Okay, I've just put the full prompt in there this time. It's going to run that. And so what it's going to do now is it is going to, in my browser, it's going to open up an HTML email that's easy for me to copy and paste into Gmail or whatever my email application is. Okay, so now it's finished writing the email. It's put it as an HTML page and it's opened it in my browser. I'll just bring the browser up. And you can see here, this is a really simple example, but it's got the subject, which you can copy and paste into your Gmail, and also you can copy the full email and it will format it nicely. And this actually works really well with much more complicated emails where you might have stats or a table with checklists in it. It'll format it really nicely. And of course, if you don't like the way this email is, you can go back and forth with Claude to improve it. So you can see how even with not a perfectly worded prompt or even an idea, you can generate emails, which is going to save you a bunch of time. This works not only for emails, but you can turn ideas into HTML reports with an HTML skill, and I'll make sure I leave how to get those at the bottom in the description. So I've been using Handy for the last couple of years, and it's worked fine for me. I mean, you do have to do some corrections, but if you spend any time looking at videos from AI creators, you'll notice a lot of them are using a paid version of this software called Wispr Flow. So I thought I'd try it out as well. Unfortunately, most of the videos are sponsored or affiliate promoted. If this is any good, I will put an affiliate link for Wispr Flow down the bottom, but by all means, the free Handy program works fine. Let's have a look at Wispr Flow and see if it's any better. Okay, so here's the one that a lot of people are using, Wispr Flow. It is spelt weird, so check the link down the bottom. If we have a look, let's just get to the brass tacks, the pricing. They do have a free, free pro trial for 14 days and a free tier that you can stay on. 2,000 words per week or 1,000 words a week on your iPhone. It does include the custom dictionary and snippets, so that's good. And basically it's like $16 a month. That would be US. And then you get unlimited, and that's pretty much it. You get unlimited and prioritize support. So why, like, how is it different? Let's have a quick look at the features, and then we'll download it and use it. Well, one of the things that does stand out is that it's got a mobile app so that you can use it on your iPhone. It removes filler words, and basically rather than just dictating and transcribing exactly what you say, it's cleaning up the text as you say it. It's got a more advanced dictionary, I think, so that you can prioritize words, and dictionary, and it's also got a feature for snippets, so you can have like a keyword that you say, like if you've got something that you have to say repeatedly all the time, you can just say the keyword and then it will expand out the snippet. So they've got an example here. You say calendar and it'll automatically print the link to your Calendly. So that's pretty cool. Let's download and test it out. Okay, so let's have a look here. It's downloaded. It's 330 meg in size. It's decent size. We'll click on that to install. And here we're going to install, and we can see it brings up an interesting point and a differentiator between the free open source one, and that is that you have to sign in. So when it's doing the transcribing, it's actually sending to an external provider, like to their AI model online. So if you're very concerned about sending data, then you may want to stick with the free model. The only other thing is, if you're transcribing this and then talking to an agent, and it's going to Claude or ChatGPT or whatever, that's going to the cloud anyway. But this is something to keep in mind. Let's open Wispr Flow. Great. Where did we hear about you? Probably YouTube. Google. Okay, just wants to know everything about you. Where do you spend your time typing? Taking notes, sending messages, drafting emails, coding with AI, chatting with AI, all of the above. Alright. Test our mic. Looks like it's working. We are speaking in English, and it wants to do Control Windows. Sounds good to me. Oop. Control Windows. Yes, they do. Okay, you got to hold it down. Hey, just testing out the new Wispr Flow. To see the accuracy on words like N8N, Claude Code, ChatGPT, that kind of thing. Okay, great. Well done. Wispr Flow. Oh, okay, so it got its own brand name correct. N8N, Claude Code, ChatGPT. Okay, that's pretty good. So just first off, accuracy looks pretty good. Oh, crap. What about if I say some suburb names that the other free AI got wrong, which is like Avoca Beach, Woy Woy, Edalong, and Budgie Woy. Okay, closer but still wrong. I've got Avoca Beach right, so that's not too bad. Let's continue. Double tap. I don't get it. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know what the double tap thing's supposed to do. If I do Control and Windows key, that's not really working for me. It keeps opening up my Windows menu. And we might have to reassign the shortcut key because that's not working very well. Or I'm just doing it wrong. Can't get it to work. Crazy. Okay. Flow formats and fixes your mistakes. Try whispering a list. Hold or double tap and whisper. I've got a bunch of things to do. I've got to do the thumbnail for this video. I've got to add the description and do the editing and the final upload. Okay. So there you go. It reckons I speak 2.5 times faster than I type. So I'd save 24 hours a week, depending on how much typing I do. It's a bit more than 4. Okay, let's see how well it works. Talking to Claude. I'm just testing out the new Wispr app. Can you draft an email to Ben that shows the pros and cons between using a free open source app like Handy as opposed to this Wispr transcriber app? Okay, it's super fast at transcribing. Okay, that works pretty well. Okay, so that is, I've been using Handy for a long time, and that is noticeably faster, which is interesting because it's obviously sending that to the internet and back again to do the transcribing. But of course, the open source one is doing using the model on your local machine, so it's using your computer's hardware in order to do the transcription. Let's just do another test in Notepad to see how good it is. I'll actually read the same text that I had last time so we can compare. Let's try it out. You also hear the ding sound, which means it started to transcribe, and down the bottom here you also have a little icon showing that it's transcribing in real time. Some of those words that I mentioned before as an example were Claude Code, OpenAI. OpenAI has their new models for codecs, and we could say some other words that it might have trouble with, like using N8N, which is an automation platform, or you might have a suburb that's difficult for it to pronounce, like Avoca Beach, Ettalong, Budgie, for instance. So I'm going to hit stop now, and basically going to let go of these keys and see how fast it transcribes in real time. Okay. And so that's a pretty good comparison of the difference. So it's near instant that it transcribes, and we can see here that it's formatted and done much better punctuation than just the raw transcription that we're getting from the open source one. Interesting. Got Avoca Beach right, got Ettalong pretty close, and it's got no idea what the Aboriginal word Budgie is, how that's spelled. So interesting. Okay, so looks like it could be worth it. Obviously we've only done a very short test here, but you don't have to pay. You can start using it right now and saving a bunch of time. If you want the extra features for the basically instant transcription and formatting, then it might be worth paying $16 US a month to use Wispr Flow. So what's the verdict? Well, there's no excuse not to use the free one immediately and speed up your communication with AI agents. It's just going to save you a ton of time. Is the paid one worth it? Maybe. I'm going to test it, use the free trial. Obviously, I haven't used all its features. You could improve its word recognition by using the dictionary. There was a few quirks there to do with the Control and Windows key, but I think that was just it's probably a bad choice for a shortcut, the Windows key. I'm sure you're able to change that. Yeah, it might be worth it. It's instant, and some of the formatting is interesting. But again, if you're talking to agents, the formatting doesn't really matter. The agents will do it for you. If you are like writing formatted notes, then yeah, that could definitely help. So just to wrap up, I will put the create email skill down the bottom. Also how to generate a skill to generate reports just by asking it to generate it in HTML. And I should have a comparison sheet with the features between the free and the paid version down the bottom. If you got any value out of this, by all means give us a like, and if you do end up paying for Wispr, use my link. That would be great. Support the channel. Thanks. In the next one, I think we'll look at the different ways that you can speak to AI. So I was using VS Code, but there's a bunch of other ways. There's desktop apps, there's the terminal, and we can look at what the best one to use is for you. So until next time.